Mm.
So Batala, San Francisco, and Batala Mundo is a Brazilian drumming group. We play samba reggae from Bahia, and I think the the thing that makes most people fall in love who participate in Batala is this amazing network worldwide, um, in which you're all playing the same music, um, and when there are events, when there will be, but there have been so many events worldwide, and you arrive wherever you are and you're playing the same music with people you cannot communicate with, but you're communicating through music, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah. The colors refer to the origins of the rhythm, the music, which all come from Salvador da Bahia and the Candomblé religion. And although you don't have to be religious to be part of this group, we acknowledge that the roots are there. And so the black, white, and red are symbolic of the deity Shango, and his colors are those. And I also think white refers a bit to Oshala, Obatala, and just the power of the drums that we all possess when we're out there playing together.
Yeah. In addition to that, if I may say, Amit and Rodrigo, is I think the common factor is how the drum calls each one of us in different parts of the world into this one common language of music. You know, we are in different places of the world, but there's one strong thing and one element that draw us to this huge and worldwide web, which is the drum. You know, once you hit and caught by that initial beat that really starts like, with the first signs of life, and then you're part of this community. Doesn't matter if you speak English, Spanish, Czech, or Chinese, and if you're part of Batala, you have a worldwide passport, and you will be able to communicate with everybody with playing drums.
I want to start by asking, who's the gentleman in the middle leading in white?
Yes, that is our Mestre Giba Gonçalves. He is the overall musical director. When the group started, he was living in Paris. He was studying in a music conservatory, but he is originally from Salvador. Just sort of that casual thing amongst other friends and musicians of like, oh my God, you have all this knowledge about this music. Why don't you teach us? And that one fun moment, I'm sure, simple jam session has now grown into 43 different bands around the world. The interesting thing, I guess, to start with is that the first chapter of Batala in the U.S. Started in Washington, D.C., and it's an all-female group. So it's 80 women. Then the second chapter that came was in New York, and it was also all women.
Wow.
So, go ahead.
No. Just want to add to your comment. It's very pertinent. In the very first and only Brazilian chapter, in Brasilia, capital of Brazil, at that point was all women.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think so the way that we learn is we learn it's like by word of mouth. There is nothing written down on paper. It's all done through videos that are shared with us, and then interpreted through our conductor, through Sonia, and then that information and that knowledge is passed down to the group. So it's very it's not written. There's nothing structured about it, right? It's very passionate. It's very loving. It's a community band. So like that's really what Batala represents to me. Well, it's tough. It's not an easy thing to do, and it takes a lot of practice. So before Carnival, we spend weeks, if not months, outside practicing our turning, our maneuvering, staying in unison, staying in perfect formation, and we know that we have this big right hand turn in the parade, so we make sure to continuously practice that. It takes a lot of work.
Technically, there's 4 drums, but we have 5 sections.
Why is it 4 drums?
Yeah, so there's a surdo, which is
Okay.
the family is that's the family surdo, which is the lowest, deepest drum, and there's 2 of them with 2 different pitches. And this is actually something on the classic side of samba reggae, to have that low high, what's called marcação, which means the marking of the beat. Some people call it the heartbeat.
The 1 and the 2.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So there's a surdo, and then there's a dobra, which is a very close family member of the surdo. I like to call it the singing low drum. And in Batala specifically, it holds a lot more importance than in other bands that play the same genre. The other instrument is the hepiki, and that's usually what's the forefront in samba reggae because it has all the calls and the long phrases. Usually it's the drum that solos if there's a solo, and then there's a caixa, the snare. So that's what composes the Batala instrumentation. There, we don't have other instruments that have become synonymous with samba reggae, like the chimbal, which is a tall cylindrical instrument. That is not part of our arrangement. So we just have the 4.
But honestly, it is harder to drum this parade than to dance the whole thing in heels.
Why?
So that drum is heavy, and keeping that step the whole way is incredibly physical. I feel like it's a battle, and I gear up for it. I have to get in this mindset, at the start of the day, and then it's like you're gearing up for war, because when you get to like about 18th Street, it's just sheer like willpower that keeps you going. You just want to stop and fall down on the street. And so, man, when we turn that corner after 24th, I love 24th. We turn that corner and it's like, oh my goodness, here we go. And it's just, you have to reach out to the crowd and get their energy.
So this year we were asked to host the yearly Mundo event, which are called Encontros. And they have been around for like 16, 17 years now, something like that. Encontro means a meeting, there's no perfect word in English.
A convening.
Yeah, but not just a convening, but like this
a gathering.
This unit gathering, yeah. And so we planned for a year for this, maybe a little bit more. We wanted to be excellent hosts. So we had total 120 drummers. I really love the Saturday festival performances. It's one, like something making sure that we go to the festival, right? I think some people don't understand that sometimes, that there's the parade, but there's also the festival for Carnival. And because the parade is so intense, there's and we got to keep moving, right? Some of the more intense songs or choreographed songs, we don't get to do during the parade. It's just too intricate. It wouldn't keep us moving as fast or at all. So we get to do that at the Saturday. Put a lot of effort into incorporating movement. I mean, there's movement for everyone. But for us, just again, based on the roots of the SF group, that a lot of people came from the dancing world, we've always made sure to look super clean, choreographed.
One of the things that I fell in love with when I first saw Batala perform at First Fridays in Oakland was the fact that it was so diverse. There were people of all different ages, all different ethnicities. I mean, this band that we belong to is such a broad community, and we do not discriminate against anybody, which I love. It's like one of the reasons that I joined in the first place.
To thank my amazing Batala community and all the people that have been really working hard from the beginning. The founders, Nick, Deborah, Belle, and Sonia, that have helped really strongly as people come and left to maintain this legacy of amazing people that get together for the love of music and the well-being of one another.
Ready? Batala!
Hey!